Very soon, you lot are all going to be able to get your hands on Wreckfest 2, the eagerly anticipated sequel after the original Wreckfest's long and arduous journey to completion. I've been giving it a go myself, trying to find out whether this is truly a worthy successor. So in this video, you're going to see opinions, you're going to see gameplay, and you're going to see opinionated gameplay. Intro stinger. Okay, so let's get you the key info. The game is developed by Bugbear Entertainment, published by THQ Nordic, and will arrive on PC in an early access form on Thursday, the 20th of March. The launch price is $29.99, although there's actually a 20% discount if you purchase the game within the first few weeks of early access through Steam. Now, although it's PC only at the moment, at the end of the early access period, it will be coming to major consoles as well, and that is according to THQ Nordic's parent company, Embracer Group. They've stated that the game will arrive before the 31st of March 2026. Now, this is an important game for the company, as stated in the past by Embracer Group's founder and CEO, Lars Wingefors. In fact, he also specifically said that this game is mid-sized in terms of revenue and investment. I mean, mid-sized is still important, I guess. So looking at the game itself, what is actually included at launch? Well, to be honest, not much. You can jump into a quick race, which is a single player race against AI drivers, and it chooses the car and track combination for you. You can jump into a custom event and set some of the rules yourself, and there are also a couple of multiplayer options available as well. But that's it. I should mention there are also lap time leaderboards which can be viewed, and you can compare your lap times against other folk online around the same circuit, and there's also the ability to paint your car, but there's no custom decals or, different patterns or anything like that. It's literally just picking different paint colours for different sections of your destroyed bodywork. At least it's a way of differentiating yourself from your opponents when racing online. Speaking of online, unfortunately we haven't been able to access that section of the game just yet, so in this video we're very much focusing on the single player experience, but obviously all of the things that we learn from that will apply to online racing as well, so we really look forward to trying it with you guys. So, you can race AI cars around the circuit, or you can take part in a demolition deathmatch, which is basically about how many cars you could destroy and how much damage you can cause. And there are, of course, customizable settings within that. You can change the grid size, the number of laps, you can change the damage level, you can change your controls, you can even save and watch replays, although there aren't any funky TV cameras available just yet. You can also change your assists on a basic level and the amount of damage that you take, but there's no difficulty slider, there's no photo mode, there's no music. It generally feels pretty bare bones at this stage. And this is perhaps an unsurprising theme given its very early stages of early access, but it does carry over to the content as well. There are currently just 4 different venues. There's Savolax Sandpit, Speedway, Scrapyard, and Testing Grounds. Each of these has a couple of layout options, aside from the Demolition Deathmatch only Testing Grounds, but we'll show more of that later. And equally, there are only 4 cars. There's the Road Slayer, which is carried over from the original Wreckfest based on a Pontiac Trans Am, and also carried over is Rocket, which is a late 60s Mustang. Then we have 2 new contenders, Striker and Ginger. Striker is based on the Chevrolet Cavalier, and Ginger is based on a Mark I Golf. So again, some interestingly uninteresting cars, but notably there are no bangers in there. There's no bus, there's no lawnmower, Portaloo, tractor, motorhome, nothing crazy just yet, just 4 semi-regular cars. It's almost like an American-themed folk racing experience like they do in Scandinavia. So as you can tell, very bare bones in terms of features, structure, content. Of course, it's early access and there will be lots of things coming to this game, lots of updates, but there's going to need to be a lot because there's barely anything at the moment. We can expect our first major content drop 2 months after the early access period begins as well, bringing another couple of new cars and a couple of new tracks. But when you think about how much content there was in the original Wreckfest, there is a long way to go. And there are, of course, the usual early access foibles to take into account as well. There's missing imagery, UI issues, you sometimes have to click a few times to get anywhere in the menu, sometimes the game actually quits instead of returning to the menu, but all of these things are typical of early access releases. There are known issues, a lot of them, and these things will be rectified as the game continues to develop. But amidst all of the stuff I've covered so far, what we can truly attempt to analyse here is the kernels. What do we have in terms of the driving experience, the fundamental foundations of Wreckfest 2, does it have even the potential to reach the lofty heights of Wreckfest the original? We're going to cover how the game looks, feels, and performs. Let's start with how it looks, and holy cow, this thing is absolutely stunning. Obviously it depends on your PC specs, but this game is leaps and bounds ahead of the original Wreckfest, which already looked really good in my opinion, but wow, this game feels like a truly next level experience. The cars and environments in general have more detail, but for me one of the main things is the track surface. The way the car interacts with the dirt, the crumbling of the surface around you, the texture of it, the fidelity, it's just incredible. And inevitably with a Wreckfest sequel, movable objects are a great thing as well. There's a lot of dynamicism to them, and I'm looking forward to seeing how all of those things develop with new locations. Overall, it's just an incredible experience to behold visually. This also carries over to car damage. It's just more detailed. I feel like there's more levels to the damage as well. You can cause more extensive damage. You can actually kind of begin to see crushing physics, which is another thing we will come on to a little bit later. Broken parts of the car tend to flap about in the breeze more readily, and overall you just find yourself in more extreme scenarios. Remember, the original Wreckfest was still crazy. You'd end up with some ridiculous looking machinery, but in this game, it's just taken to another level. I didn't know this level even existed. I especially enjoy the new damage style called Wrecker, which means you can essentially destroy the car, but without actually physically destroying it, so you get all of the visual damage and the insane detail and depth that they go to with that, but the car still functions, so you can keep on making it worse, and it's just funny. I have to say, the spectacular attention to detail also carries over to the sounds. They're super immersive, especially when you jump in something like the new Striker, the V6 Chevrolet Cavalier. Wow, the sound is just guttural. It's just deep and throaty and magnificent. It's particularly noticeable when you jump into the new and improved cockpit camera, which honestly feels VR ready. Like, it looks insane, it feels realistic, you've got all the movements, and that married with the sound, the looks, the attention to detail, I think this could, if VR comes to it, be one of the best VR experiences available eventually. That camera angle is also particularly good when you're using a steering wheel. And yes, Wreckfest 2, much like its predecessor, does support the use of steering wheels. I managed to get my SimuCube direct drive wheelbase and wheel working after a little bit of fiddling around, and it is, I would say, a minor improvement, but this is not the elite when it comes to simulation physics and handling. It works, there is force feedback, you can enjoy it, you can also feel satisfied when you catch a slide and things like this, but it's just not optimal. I mean, I guess it's kind of realistic in that sense, because the sort of cars you're racing here are probably going to feel a bit vague in reality. If anything, the handling out of the gate is slightly better on Wreckfest 2 than it is on Wreckfest, both with a steering wheel and with a controller, which for me is just the best way of playing this game. But I don't think it's any sort of revolution, it's very much a small evolution. I'd say it's probably a little less twitchy, but obviously we need to experience more vehicles in future, and I'm sure the physics will change a little bit. But as I say, I would honestly recommend playing this game on a controller. It's just less hassle, it's easier when you're navigating the menus, and it's not going to break your wrists when you get T-boned in a demolition derby and you've got 50 Newton meters of torque running through your wrists. That's not a good situation to find yourself in. The AI behaviour is a similar amount of different as well. You can have grids at the moment up to 24, and we're obviously working with a small sample size so far. Things aren't fully optimised, there's a little bit of bunching of the pack early on in the race, but once they clear out a little bit, it feels fairly natural. The AI race you quite well, reasonably cleanly actually, in the kind of regular races, which is interesting. It's a different story altogether when we're talking about demolition death matches though. In those events, the AI are just mental, super aggressive. I honestly felt fairly violated. I think it's a bit like if you were to have a birthday party on the Dodgems and it was your birthday. Like, everyone is out to get you. It feels super intense. The AI actually feel more intelligent than players online when it comes to demolition. It feels like they absolutely have the target set on you, and it's quite an intimidating experience. I'm telling you, I genuinely expect it'll feel safer in an online public lobby, and that is saying something. The track design is looking good at this stage as well, although I am looking forward to, of course, a little bit more variety. I'd say Speedway is a bit boring but purposeful. Savalax Sandpit feels relatively forgettable, maybe destined to be a filler venue, but Scrapyard is bursting with character and carnage. I'm already a massive fan of that location. I think it's going to put a massive smile on your face. The final location, Testing Grounds, is a different story altogether, but we're going to come on to that very shortly, because now I think it's time I stopped rambling to the camera and actually just jumped on and drove and took on some races and just enjoyed the upcoming chaos. I'm actually going to start by showing you a race with the steering wheel, just to show you that it works, and then we'll maybe jump in a controller afterwards. We'll do a little race around Savalax Sandpit. 24 grid. We'll do normal car damage for now. And I'm going to go with the striker for this first race. I want that V6 soup in my stomach. We're running Cockpit Cam, and all assists off for that authentic steering wheel experience. I'll do sequential shifter as well, why not? Right, plough down the outside, off the line. Front wheel drive this car, so kind of difficult to get rotated. Where am I going now? You can see there are a few small glitches where the steering will, maybe disappear for a split second. I feel like that's just very much an early access thing at the moment with the steering wheel. No, no, no. I think we're okay. No. No time to breathe. Now I can't see a thing. There's the flapping bonnet I was telling you about earlier. It's so distracting. I really want it to break off now, so maybe we'll have to crash into someone in the pack. If I don't lose the car first. Right, get rid of my bonnet. Oh, that's on top of everyone. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, well, yeah, we'll just go underneath them. Just listen to that engine note. It's so good. It's so good. Oh no. There is also a reverse layout of this track as well. And it's a fun track. It's just not massively different to what we've seen a lot of in the original Wreckfest. Right, we're making moves. No, that's an armor barrier. Oh my, I have no idea what's going on right now. Oh, that's a rock. Oh, reset. Every time I fall massively behind the pack, obviously it's a shame, but then the fact that I can hear the car so clearly kind of makes up for it. We'll go chase cam for the last lap, because then you get an even better sound. Round the outside. Oh no. Game trying desperately to break my wrists. I'm not blaming the game for that. It's because I haven't turned my force feedback settings down. Authentic pain and suffering. Please don't try this at home. One of the enjoyable things about this, the kind of jeopardy of not knowing what you're about to crash into. Is it a soft tyre or cone? Is it a rock? Especially when you're in chase cam, you can't quite see what's underneath your wheels. There is a lot of jeopardy. Excuse me. Oh, he's gone. Make up some positions right at the last here. Come on, come on. We're gonna get them. 13th over the line. I'm so proud of myself for being distinctly average and getting back to the midfield. We're gonna get rid of the steering wheel for the next one because my wrists are still there. I have been wanting to show you testing grounds, so we're gonna do a demolition deathmatch, and I can show you why it's so interesting to me. We're gonna boot up the time limit, not because I'm trying to win the event. You'll see why in a minute. And crucially, we're going to set this car damage setting to Wrecker, which means that we can take all of the visual damage without actually destroying our car in terms of how it works. Testing grounds kind of reminds me of the grid maps on BeamNG, where it very much feels like a tech demo, and obviously there are lots of things to do and explore. I've already been to it. You'll see just how aggressive the AI are. Oh! And there's moving objects on the ground. I mean, look how far I got flung up in the air there. Yep. No breathing space. Anyway, the reason I'm doing this is I want to show you some of the stuff that's outside of the map here. We talked about car crushing physics a little bit earlier. But if we escape the demolition deathmatch, the AI cars aren't going to come and get us. We can actually explore some of this map. I mean, look at this. So we've got a kind of spike crusher. I mean, it's so satisfying. It's very BeamNG. Oh no. Obviously, every time we reset the car, we end up back in the main arena. And the car does have damage, so I do feel... I just see cars getting set everywhere. I do actually feel the damage, but I'm always on 100% health, so I can always keep going, essentially. Yeah, look at this thing over here. We can get the car pressed. Let me in. Look at that, okay. Yeah, the driver's not doing too well. It's just a bit of fun. I mean, it's kind of what Wreckfest is known for as well, this kind of craziness, but this is just taking it to a level that we haven't seen in the original. Go for another ride, shall we? Okay, I've lost my front wheels, I think. Which is not good, because now I can't really steer. Anyway, you've had a brief glimpse of that, so I'll let you guys explore that map in your own time. I said my favourite location was Scrapyard. There are currently 2 routes for Scrapyard, Main Route and Bonebreaker. We're going to go with Bonebreaker, and we're going to do a banger race where you can see the damage of the other cars. This is a destruction-focused circuit, and I've got damage on realistic, so this is more going to be a survival challenge up against the AI cars and see who can survive the longest and obviously win the race because of that. It's one of those tracks where we are coming back against ourselves, really, and so we'll be hitting oncoming traffic before we know it. You can go either direction at the loops at the end. For me, it's these sort of circuits, when you're racing online in particular, where Wreckfest was always at its best, and I think this is just going to be absolutely incredible. As I say, unfortunately, we haven't been able to try out the online systems yet, but it is part of Day 1 Early Access, so by the time you guys get your hands on this, hopefully you'll be able to do all of this, but online. We've only got 3 laps to survive here, but we're already facing oncoming traffic. I've got some bad sounds coming out the front of this car. Oh no. No. Ow. Just look at all of the detail, though. All the stacked cars around us. You can see the tram lines in the terrain as I drive over it. And then just the usual Wreckfest chaos, but more. Oh, that's... yeah. Big collision. Ow. Got 17 health, and I've got to get through one more lap. Come on, Golf. I mean... what's it called? Ginger? Oh, I've got one. Oh. Yeah, realistic damage. I was destroying it, and we're on fire. Yep, cool. Wreckfest, everybody. So do let me know down in the comments below if you're going to be picking up Wreckfest 2 on Day 1 of Early Access. It's $29.99, as I said, but there is a 20% discount for the first few weeks, so will you be buying it straight away? Obviously, very limited in terms of features at the moment, just a few single-player races and online. But is it worth investing in it early while it's cheap? Because clearly the groundwork is there for this to be incredible. We do say that a lot about Sims and racing games, it feels like, in recent times, but genuinely you can see just how cool the damage is, how amazing the visuals are, the sound, the improvements over the first game. So if you're up for joining the developers on the ride, and I certainly am, then well worth considering. Do make sure you subscribe to the Traxion channel if you want to see more racing game videos in the future, and hit that like button if you found this one enjoyable or informative. I will see you out on circuit or in the air or on fire or something very soon, I'm sure. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.